Okay, imagine a single event that could actually trigger a worldwide crisis. We're going to walk through a really critical, though still hypothetical, scenario set in 2026. A major conflict erupts in the Middle East. We're going to break down what that really means for our wallets, our homes, and just our daily lives. So this is your guide to navigating the shockwaves. This isn't just some dramatic headline. This is the starting gun for a global crisis, a single event happening in a tiny channel of water that manages to change, well, pretty much everything. And here's the number that explains exactly why. 20%. That's a fifth of the entire world's oil, plus about a quarter of its natural gas, flowing through one single narrow channel, the Strait of Hormuz. So when that choke point closes, the engine of the global economy just starts to seize up.
And that's the thing, right? This isn't some distant war you just see on the news anymore. Its closure triggers what the International Energy Agency literally calls the greatest global energy and food security challenge in history. Suddenly, it is officially everyone's problem.
Think of it like throwing a big rock into a calm pond. The impact creates this massive ripple effect that radiates outwards, and it hits us through three main waves: the cost of our energy, the price of our food, and even the availability of our technology. So let's trace those ripples, shall we? Because this isn't about some abstract numbers on a screen. No, this is a cascading crisis that finds its way directly into your gas tank, your grocery cart, and right into your home.
The first and the fastest ripple? The energy shock. Bam! Brent crude oil just shatters the $120 per barrel mark. And the immediate result for you and me? Real pain at the pump and a massive jump in our home heating and electricity bills.
And all of this creates this brutal economic environment called stagflation. I mean, it is the worst of both worlds. You've got prices for everything going up, but the economy isn't growing, which puts this immense pressure on jobs and wages. It's a really tough spot to be in.
Okay, next, that energy crisis bleeds directly into a food crisis. And you might be asking, how? Well, the Middle East is a global hub for fertilizer production. With that supply chain totally disrupted, the cost to grow food just skyrockets. The result is a painful 20 to 40% price hike on the absolute staples we all depend on, like rice and wheat.
Now, the third ripple is a little stealthier, but it's just as significant. The conflict messes up key exports from the region. We're talking about things you probably never even think about, like helium and specialized chemicals. Why does that matter? Well, they're absolutely essential for making the semiconductors that power our entire world. This means we're looking at future shortages and price hikes for everything from your phone to your car.
So what does this all mean for us? Well, this new reality demands a huge shift in how we think. Our modern just-in-time world, where everything shows up exactly when we need it, it's suddenly revealed to be incredibly fragile. The goal now is to move towards building what we call a strategic buffer, creating a lifestyle that is way more resilient and prepared. All right, let's get practical. Let's talk about building that buffer, and we're going to start with your finances. The very first step is building a financial fortress. Because in a world of stagflation, your purchasing power is under constant attack. We call this the Cash Plus plan. First, you've got to build a 3-month emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. But, and this is crucial, don't keep it all digital. Keep some physical cash in small bills at home. This is your backup if payment systems get glitchy during a crisis. Next, hunt down and cut those zombie subscriptions you're not even using. And finally, take a hard look at your debt and lock in your interest rates now before they climb even higher. Okay, so your finances are getting stronger. Now, let's move from financial defense to physical resilience. Let's talk about how to turn your home into a buffer zone against all those shocks rolling through the supply chain. I want to give you 3 things you can do in the next 48 hours. Seriously, go get that cash reserve. Check your home for energy leaks. Every little gap is a place where your money is literally escaping. And call your pharmacy to get a 90-day supply of any essential medications. Don't wait on this stuff. And here's a perfect example of how much power you actually have. We call it the 1-degree habit. Just lowering your thermostat by 1 or 2 degrees can cut your heating bill by a massive 10%. It's such a small, simple change, but it has a huge financial impact. And you don't have to stop at the thermostat. Go install some cheap weather stripping to seal up those leaks. Shift your dishwasher and laundry use to off-peak hours at night. And get in the habit of keeping your car's gas tank at least half full to avoid that panic at the pumps. For power outages, even a small portable solar generator can be a real lifesaver for keeping your phones and other essentials charged up. Now, the deep pantry, look, this isn't about prepping for the apocalypse, okay? It's about insulating yourself from crazy price spikes. The idea is simple. Just build a 1-month surplus of the non-perishable foods you already eat. That way, when the price of pasta or rice jumps, it doesn't immediately blow up your budget.
Okay, now let's apply that exact same buffer logic to your health, because this is so important. Global shipping delays are already hitting pharmaceuticals. Securing a 90-day supply of any essential prescription medication you need is an absolutely non-negotiable step to protecting your own health.
And for anyone who relies on meds that need to stay cold, like insulin, having a simple backup plan is absolutely vital. A good cooler and a few frozen ice packs can protect your medication and your health during a power outage. It can buy you 24 to 48 hours of safety, which is huge. All right, our last section here is really about a final, crucial shift in your thinking. We're entering a period with more friction, where the seamless, digital world we take for granted might not always be so reliable, and thriving in this new reality means re-embracing the analog. Look, we're not talking about abandoning technology here, not at all. It's just about having reliable, low-tech backups for when you might need them. Physical cash, a simple manual can opener, actual paper maps of your town, and a good water filter. These are the kinds of tools that just work no matter what. So, after hearing all of this, it really boils down to one big question. With these massive global forces at play, can any of us really stop the wave from coming? And the honest answer is no, you can't. These events are far beyond our individual control. But that's not really the point. The point is, you can build a boat. You can control your own personal preparedness and create a vessel of resilience to ride out whatever storm comes your way. And that right there, that is the ultimate takeaway from all of this. This isn't about fear. It's about reclaiming a sense of agency and control. You can't control the wave, but you can control your preparation. Prepare thoughtfully, adapt to the new reality, and persist. That is how you navigate whatever comes next.